What up, YouTube family? We're out in the shop again, up to no good. So we're getting ready to cook some deer meat tomorrow for dinner. And as you can see right here, we got us a nice back strap from the buck that my son killed this past season. It's the first one that I took out of the freezer from it. And this guy right here right there is going to be something new that we're going to try. I heard marinating it in Diet Coke helps get rid of some of the gamey flavor, so we're going to try it out and we're going to cook it for y'all and let you know how it tastes. Stick with us. Alright, we got our Diet Coke in there. We're going to let that marinate overnight, and then we're going to cook that bad boy tomorrow. Okay folks, so we have marinated our inner back straps for 2 nights in Diet Coke. This was going to be a dinner meal, but it has turned into breakfast because, well, you know how plans change. So we're going to have some venison butterflied tenderloins for breakfast in the morning. But we've already rinsed our meat off and we're getting ready to slice it up, butterfly it, and then we are going to tenderize it. So hang with me. Go ahead and just dry this off real good and get it sliced up. This was actually a really big buck, and the reason why these back straps are so small is because it's the inner loins, not the outer loins. The outer loins are much bigger. Just gonna slice it up, get it butterflied, get it tenderized. There's one. Do that one more time. Like I say, this has been marinating for 2 nights in Diet Coke. Out there at Mark Wells, they do such a good job. They trimmed all the silver off of it and everything. Those guys are awesome. Mark Wells Meat Processing, Anderson County, Kentucky. They make some of the best summer sausage going. And this is what we call butterflying, folks. Just put a little slit in it, just like so. And it's done. Then we'll tenderize it. one don't need butterflied. Honestly, that one probably don't either. Some of them might not need it. I don't know, maybe I'm not butterflying them enough. I think that's fine. I think that'll be good enough. Just like so. So we're not making a mess. These back straps are so tender, I probably did not have to do this at all, but on those outer loins, on a big old buck especially, I would recommend it. But where these are the inner loins, it's really not necessary. If you don't have one of these tenderizing hammers, you can use a can of corn or a can of green beans. Alright. Throw this away. We may just go ahead and season these bad boys. That way all we got to do is put them in the flour tomorrow and bread them up and fry them up. Salt and pepper, just a real simple seasoning, nothing fancy. And salt is a natural meat tenderizer, so that's another reason why we'll be putting it on tonight. Alright, she's ready for the flour and ready for the grease. Alright folks, time to get these bad boys breaded up and in the skillet. We're going to do this real simple. Got a small purpose flour, I'm just going to pour it straight in that bag. Shake it up, that's like shake and bake. Shake it before you bake it. Oh yeah, just like that. Oh yeah. We're on low to medium heat. Ow. Damn. We're going to have some good gravy out of this. Alright, we got to get started on this gravy. Remember, when you're making gravy, you can always add more milk. You can't add more flour. So you're better to start off with a small amount of milk. Get your lube good and mixed up. This might turn into a gravy video more than a deer tenderloin video. We're going to see how this thickens up. We're just going to continue to stir it. If we have to add more milk, we're going to add a pinch of flour. And when I say a pinch, I just mean a pinch. Because if you put too much flour in there, it will get lumpy, and it's extremely difficult to get those lumps out. But if this is super thick, we don't need no more flour. We might just need a splash of milk. But if it continues to stay thin, we might have to add a pinch of flour. Yeah, we're going to add some milk. I think we're fine. Add a little bit more milk. I think we'll be about perfect. I think it's a good enough consistency. We just need to let this thicken up now. And that's cooking it slow and steady. Once that milk heats up, it's going to thicken up, and we should have gravy. And it should be some of the best deer gravy I've had in a long time. Something about them back straps and venison. Everybody makes gravy with sausage and bacon grease. You don't see a lot of deer tenderloin gravy or venison gravy. So what this gravy will do once it starts to cook and the milk gets good and hot and boiling, it'll start to bubble up at the top, which it has not started to do yet, but we do not want to stop stirring this. We want to continuously stir it at a slow pace. And as it's bubbling, it is thickening and it's starting to bubble. See there? You can stop stirring for a second and watch it bubble at the top. And as it does that, it's getting thicker and thicker. Just a real simple gravy recipe, nothing fancy. I've already seasoned that meat with salt and pepper, so there's really no need to season the gravy anymore. Keep on stirring. Let it thicken. And something else I found, if you put it on low simmer, it will thicken even more. But you still, until that skillet cools down, that skillet's really hot right now, and if you just stop stirring, your gravy's going to burn. You're going to burn your gravy, so just turn it on low as it'll go, simmer. After it's been boiling for about 4 or 5 minutes, put it on low simmer, continue to stir real slow, and then eventually you can stop stirring and it will continue. You can just let it sit there and it'll continue to thicken, and it'll be right about at the consistency we want. But until the skillet cools down, we gotta stir it. And as we are stirring and raking the bottom of this, scraping the bottom of this pan, that's where all that flavor is going to come from that deer meat that we cooked. It's releasing it. It's trying real hard to thicken up. We probably should have added a tablespoon of flour. But I still think we're going to be all right once we let this simmer for about 5-10 minutes. It is going to continue to thicken, I promise. Like I said, folks, we've just kind of sat here and let this gravy simmer. As you can see, it's stuck to the spoon pretty good. So we're ready to eat. This was our main intentions of making some of this deer tenderloin, and we getting ready to do a little taste test. Oh yeah, it's on point. It is on point. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we're gonna try to get y'all some action other than cooking here in the near future, whether it's in the woods or on the water. Until then, y'all holler.